I was standing there in my own driveway, garden hose in hand, t-shirt, absolutely wrecked. Looked like I'd lost a mud wrestling match to a Snickers bar when the second police cruiser rolled up. The first one was already blocking my mailbox. Red and blue lights flickering across my house, turning the whole front yard into some kind of sad disco, and all I could think was, well, this is going to be one for the books. You ever had that feeling like you're being watched? I glanced up. Sure enough, Brenda was posted at her window. You couldn't see her face, just the outline of her helmet hair and those damn binoculars glinting in the shadow. I swear you can feel a smile like hers even from 100 feet away, cold, smug, and somehow it just raises the temperature of your bad day by another 10 degrees. My son Leo, 8 years old and a champion mud digger, froze mid-scoop. He had a plastic shovel slung like a sword and mud streaked from ear to chin. Dad, are we in trouble? That's a look I'll never forget, like he thought the world was about to end because his hands were dirty. I glanced at Sophie, who's 5 and has a genius for making messes. She was smack in the middle of her new invention, Lake Sophie, flinging balls of wet dirt everywhere and humming to herself, happy as a clam. Honestly, they looked like kids used to look kids before screens and worry and parents afraid of their own shadow. I told Leo nobody did anything wrong, bud. Just hang tight. Drop the hose, let it hiss and puddle at my feet. Then I saw her. Not Brenda. No, a woman stepping out of the second cruiser. Beige pantsuit, clipboard lanyard, and that look people get when they've seen too much of the ugly side of life to appreciate a sunny day. Child Protective Services. My stomach hit the floor. I'm a general contractor, nerves of steel, right? Not that day. There's something about seeing CPS march up your drive, your kids covered in mud, that just empties your brain. Instinct takes over. Officer Davis, a big guy I'd seen around town, stepped forward. "Mr. Miller?" he asked, polite but tired. "That's me," I said, hands caked in mud shorts, not much better. "Is everything okay, officer?" "There's been an incident." I tried to sound normal, but my voice cracked anyway. The woman with the clipboard, Jenkins, didn't even blink. "We received a report regarding the immediate welfare of 2 minors at this address." My jaw dropped. Welfare. They're right there. Playing in the yard. She read from her sheet, voice flat as a robot, alleged living in squalor, unsupervised, suffering from malnutrition and consumption of fecal matter. Read it like she was reciting the lunch menu. I felt my face go white, then red hot. "Excuse me, what?" "Feces, Mr. Miller." "Poop." Officer Davis looked like he wanted to melt into the sidewalk. "And the environment is hazardous and unsanitary." I didn't have to look. I knew exactly who made that call. Across the street, Brenda's blinds twitched like a cat's tail. "Let me guess," I muttered. "The report came from 402 Maple." Jenkins cut me off. "Reports are anonymous." She pushed past, straight for my kids. That's when the lizard part of my brain woke up. You know, the part that says protect. I almost stepped in her way, but Davis's hand dropped, not on his gun, but close enough. A warning. "Sir, step aside." Jenkins' heels clicked on the concrete, headed right for Leo and Sophie. Now, if you want to understand how a Saturday mud fight with my kids became a full-blown state investigation, you got to know my neighborhood. It's split right down the middle. New families like us who don't care if a little noise leaks over the fence, and then the originals, retirees who treat bluegrass like holy scripture. Brenda. She's not just a retiree. She's an event. If weather could hold a grudge and write nasty letters, it'd be Brenda. This is a woman who once called the cops on the mailman for stepping on her grass. I've watched her vacuum her own driveway. 2 hours before the circus, it was just me and the kids. Sarah napping inside, she's a night shift nurse. Saturday is sacred. We'd turned the dirt patch where grass refuses to grow into a construction site. Bought clean bagged topsoil, not sewage, not manure, premium stuff. Dumped it, sprayed it with the hose, and made rivers, dams, the works. I was in there with them up to my knees, helping Leo build tunnels with leftover PVC. We were laughing when Brenda showed up at the fence. "Michael," she said. "Never Mike, it smells." "Brenda, it's wet dirt. That's the smell. The universal smell of fun." "It's unsanitary and an eyesore," she snipped. "I have bridge tonight. I don't want my guests seeing this pigsty." "Good news," I told her. "They don't have to look. Or there's the rest of the yard all mowed, all neat. The kids are just having fun." "You're lowering the property values," she fired back. "And that little girl is filthy. It's neglectful, Michael. Letting them wallow like animals. That did it. You can trash my lawn or my truck, but not my parenting. Brenda, they're kids. They're playing. It washes off. I wanted to say more, but she wouldn't budge. I won't have a shantytown next to my property, she muttered. It's a mud castle, Brenda, relax. We'll see, she said, stalking off. And I thought, well, here comes the HOA letter. I didn't realize she was about to go full scorched earth. So back to the present, Jenkins is looming over Sophie, who's now sobbing mud streaked down her face. Honey, what's that on your face, she asks, like Sophie's some feral orphan. Meatballs. Sophie whimpers. Meatballs. It's mud, I shout. She's pretending. It's mud pies. Have you never been a child? Sir, keep your voice down, Davis warns. Leo hugs my leg, getting more mud everywhere. Go inside, Leo. Wash up. No, Jenkins snaps. I need to document their condition first. She pulls out a camera, starts snapping photos. Sophie's hands face the mud pile, the plastic bucket of water. This appears stagnant, she says, writing it down. Filled it 10 minutes ago, I say, but she ignores me. We'll need to test the soil for contaminants. Now she wants to see inside. The pantry, the fridge, the kids' bedrooms, make sure we're not living like wild raccoons. You can't just walk in, I try, but she's already inside claiming exigent circumstances. Sarah comes downstairs in a panic, caught in the middle of this nightmare. For 30 minutes, our life is an open book. Jenkins checks expiration dates, counts soup cans, inspects the kids' bed sheets, even peeks in the toilet. Finds nothing. No drugs, no mess, just a normal home, a little messy from living, but clean. The whole time my kids are crying in the shower, Sarah's scrubbing both of us, humiliated beyond belief. Finally, Jenkins sits down with her paperwork. The home appears adequate, she says. Adequate, I nearly explode. But then she adds, I'm not removing the children today, but the case remains open. Substantiated concern for supervision and hygiene. Will return in 2 weeks. All because my kids played in the mud. Because Brenda wanted to win some kind of turf war. I watched the cars leave. The silence after was deafening. Sarah whispered, What if they come back? I looked out. Brenda was watching, glass of wine in hand, toasting me like she'd won a prize. Something snapped in me. Not loud, not angry, just a bolt sliding into place. They're not coming back, I told Sarah. And Brenda isn't getting away with this. I planned. I researched. In our state, false reporting is a misdemeanor. Defamation's tricky, but if you prove actual malice, they knew it was a lie, you can sue. I needed proof. So I called Tony, my buddy who runs a heavy equipment crew. 6'5" beard like a wild animal, hates HOAs with a passion. Tony, I need a retaining wall. Big, legal, loud and slow. He laughed. You want the diesel excavator, the one that rattles fillings? Absolutely. We started at 7 a.m. sharp. I bought security cameras and audio mics, installed them, aimed at my yard and fence line just wide enough to catch Brenda's favorite snoop spot. Tony and his crew rolled up like a construction parade, dump trucks, excavators, diesel engines, idling so loud you could feel it in your teeth. Brenda stormed out, silk robe and fury on full display. What's the meaning of this? Home improvements, Brenda, I called. Retaining wall, raising property values, and we're starting exactly at 7 per town code. She called the cops again. Davis showed up, checked the permits, looked at Tony, nodded. All legal, he told Brenda. Please stop calling 911 for non-emergencies. But that wasn't enough for me. I needed her to confess. So I baited the trap, set up Leo and Sophie on the patio with a pile of brown Play-Doh right in Brenda's line of sight. Made a show of eating it. Leo played along. Sure enough, Brenda was on the phone to her friend Linda, and my mic picked up every word. He's doing it again. I know it's probably just Play-Doh, but if I keep calling, they'll have to take the kids. I told the cops they were eating poop last time, and they believed it. I just want that trashy truck gone. I don't care if the kids are safe. There it was, proof. Malicious intent. She knew it was a lie. She did it to get us out. So when CPS came back, I was ready. Jenkins and Davis looked exhausted. I met them on the patio, Play-Doh in hand. Want to try some, I said. It's salty. Jenkins wasn't amused, but I pressed play on my phone. Brenda's confession echoing from the speakers. Davis's face went from tired to ice cold. Jenkins's jaw dropped. That's a crime officer, she said. Davis nodded. Yep. False reporting misuse of 911 harassment. I want that file closed, I said. Expunged. And a statement clearing us. You'll get it, Jenkins promised. We don't take kindly to being used as pawns. Davis marched across the street. Brenda came out expecting a victory lap. He handed her a citation. She screamed, threw it back at him. Bad idea. Out came the cuffs. She went to jail. But that wasn't enough. I called Robert, the nastiest lawyer I know. We filed for defamation, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, $750,000 in damages. Her insurance wouldn't cover it. The recording was gold. In court, Brenda's lawyer tried to spin it. The judge was having none of it. The jury, a bunch of working folks and parents, heard that tape and looked ready to riot. Brenda tried to cry on the stand. It backfired. Turns out she'd called the cops on half the neighborhood. The jury gave us every dime, $750,000. Brenda fainted. Her insurance bailed. She lost her house, her savings, her Florida condo. The day the for sale sign went up was the brightest day of the year. A new family moved in. Nice folks' baby on the way, asked for contractor advice. I handed him a beer and pointed to Tony. Just don't touch the retaining wall. That's a monument. To what he asked. To the time I turned a mud pie into a retirement fund. And my kids still out there getting dirty? Go ahead, guys, get messy. And they did. So here's my question for you. If someone tried to use the system to steal your peace, your family, your home, would you let it slide? Or would you fight back? Tell me, where's the line between standing your ground and burning down the neighbor's bridge? Drop your story. I read every one.